Hi everybody, welcome back to Small Caliber Arms Review. I'm Richard. Today we're going to be taking a look at a box from Henry. Usually the boxes are a lot longer than this. You know, they make the really nice high-end made in America or not made at all rifles, but this one has their first ever revolver in here. Let's get this box opened up and see what's inside. Now, Henry has always been known for making some pretty high-end rifles, lever action rifles, and really they're beautiful firearms, and they're made out of they're made in America or not made at all, just like what it says on their paperwork here. And this is the Henry revolver. It says on here it's available in 22 long rifle, 22 mag, 38 special, and 357, and we've got the 38 special 357 version of it here. So we'll get this thing out of the box. It's packed in some pretty nice foam, wrapped in plastic, and not all greasy and oiled up like a lot of the ones that are shipped from overseas. So that's really a beautiful pistol, revolver. It's got a highly polished blued frame and barrel on it. It's got nice American walnut grips on it with the little Henry logo on there, and beautifully polished grip frame and trigger guard on this thing. Nice and shiny on there. Really pretty. There are some different accessories available on their website. They do have some holsters made for it. Now, this is not a reproduction of any historically famous gun, and it kind of takes styling cues from a bunch of different revolvers over, you know, American history. But this one is got kind of an Old West flair to it, but it is a tip-out cylinder on it. You get the little chamber flag out of there, and it is a 6-shot revolver with the tip-out cylinder. And I kind of like that because when you eject the rounds, all you got to do is hit your ejector lever there, and they'll fall right out. It is double action or single action, and the trigger pull on it is it's pretty nice in the double action. Nice big hooked curved trigger on there, so you can really get a good grip on it when you're firing in double action. And like I said, the trigger pull on this, the breaking point is very light. I do like it. I would say somewhere around the 2-pound mark anyways. I said it takes a lot of styling cues from some other American made, maybe some Colts and Smith & Wessons from back in the day. The 2-piece walnut grips on there and the nice pretty polished brass frame on there. It really is a good looking gun. A little different than what you might see on some of the old revolvers. They usually had 2 screws on the back there to hold the grip frame on. This one's only got 1 on there. And like I said, it is really pretty gun. Now it does have just a groove cut in the top of it for your rear sight, and then your front sight is just a fixed sight, but it's supposed to come with 3 different sights so that you can change them out to adjust your point of impact on here. Let's look in the box and see where they're at. And there's the little baggie right there that's got your other 2 sights in there. Looks like a shorter one and a taller one. The one that's on there is probably right in the middle, and I'm not going to change it out right now. We're going to take it out of the range, and we'll see where it hits with that sight on there, and then we can adjust it if we need to. All right, here we are at the saloon, and I've got the Henry Big Boy revolver out here. I really like revolvers, and if you've watched my channel for any length of time, you'll know that because, well, there's a lot of reasons I like revolvers. For one, I don't have to go chasing brass. And especially the kind with the tip-out cylinders, it's really nice because I can dump them all out right there instead of the Old West guns, which I really like anyways. I don't have to flip that loading gate open and then turn it and click them out one at a time. Now, you could get a speed loader for this, I'm sure. I do not know if Henry makes one yet, and I do not know what other revolvers share the same spacing as the Henry Big Boy revolver, but I'm sure there are some out there. That's one of the nice things about these tip outs is you can get speed loaders for them. And speed loaders, if you practice with them, are really cool because you can get pretty proficient at unloading and reloading and be back on target. Now we're going to go ahead and load this thing up with, we're going to do the 38 specials first. Like I said, these are Federal 38 special, 158 grain lead round nose. To load this, it's a piece of cake. You tip your cylinder out, you take your rounds, you drop them down in there one at a time. And I am putting all 6 in here, and the main reason is because this has a transfer bar safety in it, just like the rifles do, so I don't have to worry about accidentally having one go off, because there's no fire pin protruding through there. If I hit it, it's not going to do anything, because without that trigger being pulled and held all the way back, there is no transfer bar to go up there and, you know, go between the hammer and the firing pin and cause it to go off. So you don't have to worry about that. Load all 6 rounds up in there. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get the Matrix up here, and we're going to set it up in the pistol configuration and take a couple accuracy shots. I've got another one of these little round targets up there. These are a 6-inch circle on the outside and a 4-inch circle in the middle there. Now I've got the medium sight on there, so we're going to see what it does. And then if we have to adjust it, I'm only going to be shooting at 10 yards. I did bring the other sights out here so I can change it if I need to. Anyways, let's give this thing a few shots for accuracy first. Okay, got the eyes on, I got the ears in, and we're going to go ahead and do this single action and see how it does for accuracy. It's got a pretty decent sight picture on it too, which is kind of nice. And like I said, these are 38 specials in here. We'll give it a shot. I tell you what, 6 shots right out of the box, no changing of the sights, and that's some pretty good grouping there at 10 yards. I kind of like it. And like I said, my favorite thing about these is when you dump them out, you get them all right there in your hand, and you're ready to load some more. And if you had a speed loader, you could drop it right in and go. Okay, I've got 6 more rounds of the 38 specials in here. We're going to do these double action center mass on the silhouette target and see how it does. This is 7 yards away. Kind of scattered about there a little bit, not taking a whole lot of time with it, but they're all pretty much in center mass. They seem a little bit low. Now maybe that's because I'm a little bit closer. Maybe I need to put the shorter sight on there. And in fact, we'll go ahead and do that. Then we'll put them 357s in there and do 6 headshots with it and see how it does. Okay, so I've got my little baggie with the sights here. And like I said, there's 2 of them in here, and they're marked H and L. And then the model of the gun. And you can definitely see which one is which. One of them is a lot taller than the other one there. So we're going to put the shorter one on there. That should bring my point of impact up. And all you got to do is, there's 1 screw on the front there, and we'll get the old Leatherman out here, which I already checked. The screwdriver fit just fine. And we're going to take that screw right there loose on the front. And then we'll go ahead and snug it down. And we've got it snugged on there. Now that should bring my point of impact up, because I'll need the barrel to tip up a little bit more so that the top of that front sight is even with the top of the rear part of the receiver there. Let's get this thing loaded up with some 357s and give it a shot. Now that could also change some things in there, because there's going to be a different velocity with the 357s, but we're going to see what it does anyways. All right, now these are 357 Magnum jacketed soft points. Drop right in there, close the cylinder up, and we're gonna do 3 shots single action, and then we'll do 3 double action headshots. Big difference in the 357s and the 38s. Now let's do some double actions. I did find myself adjusting my grip a little bit. The pistol kind of rolled up just a hair, so I had to adjust just a little bit, but that did not do too bad. And it was a good call adjusting that sight or putting that shorter one on there, because now my point of impact is pretty good right there where it needs to be. And the 357s did not seem to swell up so much that they got hung up in there. Sometimes that does happen with when you put 357s in a revolver. They will swell just a hair, but no problems kicking all 6 of those out of there. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I did put one just a little bit too high there. That's how you get holes like that in your hat. All right, let's take 6 shots, 38 special, steel target 15 yards away, and see how it does. Double action. I don't think I hit it one time, and that could be the difference in both changing the rounds that I'm firing in there and changing the front sight on there. All right, let's try that same scenario, this time with 357s, and see if that makes the difference in missing the target that far away. Higher velocity, more powerful round, still with the short sight on the front. Double action. Only missed one that time, and this thing hits pretty hard. There is no cushioning on the grip on this thing, so you're going to feel it when you shoot it. I did notice when I took my first shot, I had my pinky underneath there, and that kind of hurt just a little bit. Nothing terrible, but it does want to walk up on you a little bit in your hand there. Now they do offer this in a bird's head grip, which is going to be rounded off on the back side there. And I'm sure with 357s in it, it would probably want to walk up even more in your hand there. And they kind of do the bird's head grip on it because they say it's more concealable, and it is. It's slightly smaller, but yeah, it's got a kick to it with 357s in it, and it did make a difference in my point of impact with that smaller front sight on there. I was able to get 5 out of the 6 on the steel target from here, and so it does okay, but you're going to notice a difference in your sights, your rounds, and the distance that you're shooting at. All of that plays a lot in your final results anyways. All right, guys, there it is. This is the Henry Big Boy Revolver. It is 357 or 38 special, and it does not have adjustable rear sight, but does come with 3 different front sights on it. I've got the low one on there right now, and it will make a difference in your point of impact. Now, the shots I missed with the 38 at the steel target is not a fault of the gun whatsoever. I guarantee you that. It is a good shooting gun. My accuracy test on the first rounds I did with the medium sight on there proved to be just fine. And the 357 headshots I took on the silhouette target were all pretty good. They were double action offhand, so that has nothing to do with the firearm itself either. And then the 357s at the steel target with the low front sight on it did improve it anyways because of the velocity of the rounds and the point of aim on here. So it is a very high quality gun. It is beautiful. It is a pretty blue finish on it, and that polished brass on there looks so nice, especially up against that walnut, American walnut grip on there. No cushion on it, so you are going to feel the recoil in there with the 357s. The 38 rounds, I didn't even notice the recoil on there. It's got a little bit of weight to it. I think it weighs somewhere around 34 ounces, so a little heft to it, but there's a lot of power in 357 rounds too. So the trigger on this thing is pretty darn awesome, especially in single action. It is nice and crisp. There is no creep whatsoever on that trigger. It just breaks, and that's it. Double action is a long, heavy trigger pull, which is the way that revolvers are. That's just a safety feature, plus it takes a certain amount of force to overcome the springs to get it to that point where it releases. And it does just like it's supposed to do. It's got a 4-inch barrel on it. Now, Henry does mention on their website that, hunt with a Henry. Depending on your state, it's going to determine, those state laws are going to determine whether or not you can use this to hunt. I live in Ohio, so I cannot use this to hunt white-tailed deer. Even though the caliber is big enough, the barrel length is too short. You must have, I think it's a 5-inch barrel in the state of Ohio to hunt whitetail with it. Check for sure. I may be wrong on that, but I know it's definitely not 4-inch. But anyways, a good feeling gun, a great looking gun, absolutely beautiful. And it's a revolver. Some of my favorite handguns. Anyways, thanks for watching Small Caliber Arms Review. If you could, reach up here and hit this button to check out some of my other videos, and then hit this little round one down here to subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching.